Hey, good morning everyone. So we're going to see how you can maintain your hygiene for your system, how to sanitize, how to do health, and then monitoring for the entire system. So after that, this session we're going to see how we can do the automation for the hygiene, sanitize, and health of your system. This is the last we have project automate your system hygiene, sanitize, health, and monitoring process. So we will see. So first part we already saw how we going to maintain our hygiene. You have to put your trash bin, okay, and you have to always check. So you do the list, trash list, and then followed the trash empty command. Now come to the sanitize part. So for sanitize means you have to sorry, sanitize means you have to bacterize or de-infections. You have to de-infection you have to do. So how you going to do that? So there is a command, there is a two things. Let me show you. First, there is a pile. Once you do the sudo apt command or you install any sudo apt update or upgrade and update, this going to update your present file and patches, okay. However, you going to install day-to-day activity according to your use. You going to install your app by using this command, okay. So while you are installation, you are downloading with the lots of dependencies package and other other file which is like zip file. For after unzip, that's not going to be used longer, so you have to clean this. That's going to eat your memory loss because it's a garbage. It's going to be contained in your memory, so you have to sanitize your system. For that we have command auto remove. What's the command? Auto remove. And second command is called auto clean, okay. So what does do these two command? I already made the cheat sheet, so you understand what does do those two command. So first command, the auto clean, where we are have maintained. Are you able to see my screen? So see,
Yes.
auto clean, it's it's help you to clean all the repositories and retrieve the package file, and it's remove the file that no longer be downloaded or are virtually useless. So all these things you have to clean by auto clean. Auto clean going to help Ubuntu. It's going to identify and it's going to remove by themselves. So you have to run this command. This is first. Second command is the auto remove command. That's a remove the package that were automatically installed and to satisfy the dependencies. So while you are installing any application, it's going to install the download the dependency and install that in the system. That's no
Okay.
longer going to be used
Okay.
because those dependency already executed. You have to
Okay. So
clean
actually,
your
one question.
package. Yes.
Okay. So suppose if this command that is auto remove, it just remove the dependency package for
Yes.
particular app. So suppose if that dependency package has been removed, so in that
No,
case,
no, no, no.
suppose that
You
application.
understand wrong manner. It's downloaded and it's executed. Dependencies package already installed. Installation not going to remove, my dear. The download part, what is a download and
Okay.
cap page is zip, that's an unused file,
Okay. Understand.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's an
Okay.
unused file. You don't know what are the things dependency downloaded and installed. After installation, I'm not going to uninstall anything. So that's why this is going to be auto. Ubuntu will sense this and they remove. So all the file which is no longer usage, it's already used, that's going to be cleaned by themselves. So this is automate your sanitize. So what these two command you run manually on your system. Quickly run this. Meanwhile, let me switch on. It will take your internet connectivity should be there. What is the command? Sudo apt auto clean, sudo apt auto remove, use tab command. Are you able
I have
to
done an Ashish. Yes, I have done.
both the command you have done?
Yes, Ashish.
Okay, now you check your memory. Df hyphen h.
Now it's 84.
Now it's a 84.
Before it was 90, 94 something.
Okay, now it's a 84 means you have successfully sanitize your system.
Ashish, after successful also only 10% reduced. So 84 is the limit, or we can go down
Yes, I'm
till
going
from
to
84.
come on that point.
Okay.
I'm going to come on that. Let me switch on. My system is ready. Are you able to see my screen? I hope so.
Yes, Ashish.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me switch on my DFH. Okay, guys. So are you able to see almost 84%? This VM made for the 15 GB space they used. All the package, even you going to see there is a lots of packages installed already. That's why they consume the 12 GB. So for your workspace, for your work, you have only to find 4 GB left or almost 3 GB. Okay, so that's within the 3 GB it's going to be run out, your system going to be hang and not going to be useful. So first, by mistake, if you forget to maintain this sanitization or cleanup stuff, hygiene you, so you have to keep ready with your clone. So keep you ready with the clone because there is a GNS and everything installed. Okay, and I clear guys. So this is intentionally it's keep 15 GB so that those who have less low configuration of system, they can also use install and they can work for this. First thing, so you have to maintain this. You can do all the lab by maintaining your sanitize your system. Okay, clear guys? Now how are you going to maintain your system? These are the sanitize. You saw the hygiene. You have to, for hygiene you have to run your trash bin command, trash empty command. Second, for this, for the sanitize you have to run auto clean and what is called auto remove. Clear till here? Clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Next, how to maintain the health. For health you need to run the command, you know that. Let me see if ping is working or not. Google.com. Okay, great, it's working now. So we have to do apt sudo apt update. Okay, update and upgrade, these two command you should run. Okay, So this going to be run for your system. I think everyone doing this going to maintain your health. Clear, guys? Are you doing this? Okay, all the package are up to date. If
Yes.
it's not up to date, then you have to run the command upgrade. You know that I'm not going to run. However, if you run, because my updated, so these two command going to maintain the health. So you saw this is the health part also. How to maintain your, how to monitor your system, that's a command dfh. By this you can see your file system. At least you should not cross more than 96 or 97%. Once it will cross the 97%, so your system not able to boot up, and this going to be corrupt. Clear, guys? Everyone till here?
Hello,
Yes.
Ashutosh. Can you
Yes.
please repeat the last part what you said right now?
Yes, if you cross this is 97% or 98%.
Okay.
Suppose you are working something, you keep on filing, okay, and there is lots of file is already there, you have not cleaned, you are something you have deleted, you are thinking this is the deleted. No, you have to delete from your bin bucket. From bin you have to remove, you have to trash out. Okay, so if it's a cross 97%, so next time if you boot up, this is the not going to boot up, it's a fail, it's a corrupt. So keep ready with the clone in the worst case, and keep your these things, how to hygiene, sanitize, health maintain, updates keep on piling with the new update and patch. Okay, clear, guys? I have anything you installed, we're going to see. Now let's come to the on my actual syllabus. Okay, clear. So what's the project object? We're going to automate this whole process for all the system. I have to do these things for every system, right, guys? For all the my
Yes.
Yes.
system, so I can't go each
Yes.
and every day device and can do that. So I have to automate this. By sitting on the control system we can maintain this. So before that we will going to study the module. Once you are able to comfortable with the modules, you going to apply these skills to create the automation stuff. By automatic weekly you going to run the few command using the ansible, and you are up to date with your system. That's awesome or not? Are you understand the
Yes.
project?
Yep. Yep.
Nikhil, should I move? Okay, thank you. So let's come to understand what are the command first. So we will going to study the first module, that is called setup module. What do setup do? So where you going to study? Do you need any notebook? No. For ansible module, from today we will practice everything from the documentation of ansible website we supposed to study. How we going to study? Let's see. This is the style, the way you going to do any research, any lab in future. You are not going to talk to your friend, you can spend and explore your time on the ansible doc rather than to discuss to anyone else and then discuss. So let's go. You can open the web browser and quickly type docs.ansible.com. Are you able to get? Then you follow the ansible, okay, and enter. So docs.ansible.com/ansible is your this page going to be open. Everyone able to open this page quickly? Yep. So you can study this. This is the right place to start your study, and you can discuss. You can click and go whatever whatsoever you want to installing the ansible, configuring the ansible port guide, start writing the task, playbooks, inventory, blah blah, each and everything is given. So let's come. I want to study about today setup inbuilt, that is called inbuilt module. So ansible having their inbuilt module that is called setup. Okay, so I'm going to see. So my setup and I will enter, so they will pop up with this document. From here you have to check out, I want to study the simple Ansible setup documentation. So module default validating the task, let me open this more. So me go for inbuilt setup modules, setup module, otherwise it's not coming. Oh, it's not popping up. Okay, it's not giving that. So however, I have already mentioned in my notebook, sometime you have to check out in the checklist. Let's, this is your setup. I'm going to ping this on. Okay, I'm going to add this on your classroom. So if you are not able to find, I have already searched this, but this is the right way to go. So Ansible inbuilt setup. Okay, this is our documentation, and from here you have to make the note. I think no need to make any notes, you just go through, keep this what you can say, browser ready for this. So what this says, that the synopsis, this module is automatically called by playbook to gather the useful variable about the remote setup that can be used in playbook. But right now I'm not using the playbook, I will see this example in the ad-hoc command rather than in playbook. Of course in playbook we will use later on once we start with the playbook. So we have actual power contained in. So what is do, the Ansible provide in this module many facts about the system automatic. So in the playbook this is automatic, it's going to do, but let's see the example. You can see these are the attributes, defaults, parameters and attribute they define. You go through this, we will see the few example here is given and in playbook format. This is the format which is we're going to use in YAML playbook format, but today we're going to see these things in the format of what, ad-hoc command. Let's go. I want to collect this information. How do we collect the information? Let's do how we're going to use in the ad-hoc command. Playbook later we will see, same section we're going to see. Come to your, okay, we are here. Let's ping all the system. I'm able to ping my system or not. Gen serve, we have Jenner server. Okay, it's reachable. Then we have general system, it's also reachable, and we have support system, and last support server. So we have total 4 PC or are reachable. Let's do the ping module and we will test this. So how are we going to do using the Ansible? Anyone tell me what's going to be happened here? Host entire, this is a class, and then I have to use module ping with the proof of credential. What is the credential? That's my credential. So you can do quickly and check the Ansible is established with their transport, and that's going to up. Yes, it's a successful. So first ping module is successful. Now I have to do what? We have to gather the information using the setup module. So I'm going to follow the same syntax with the, instead of the module ping, this the module going to be happen setup. Okay, now setup having couple of attribute. Let's come back to on yours. Setup having couple of attribute. You can see what are the attributes here. We have module itself. You can use the module name Ansible built-in setup or the only setup keyword. You can see it's a guideline over here given. You can short form, you can use instead of this entire module the name, you can use only the name as a setup. Okay, so let's come back to our ansible module. How are you going to pass your the argument? Where you have arguments, you have gather subset and then filters. There we have two parameters, or you can say attributes. What are the two attributes for this model? We have gather subset is a what attribute, and second attribute is filter attribute. So attribute, you have to pass some values are this. So I will use most basic one, argument with my attribute, that's a filter attribute, equal to, you can see here guys, I'm not doing anything special here. I use this module in the short form as a setup. I have passed the argument we using the hyphen a. This is the my attribute, and I'm going to pass some value to this attribute. Here we have three attribute behavior. Okay, I'm going to use not this three, because you can see over here I'm going to use different value for this attribute. I'm going to use only the ansible as a attribute. Okay, so attribute values, so I'm going to use the ansible only. Okay, that's all. Let's see, I have the setup module, I have attribute filter. With the filter I have passed some value. Okay, and then authentication, of course I have to give the authentication of the system. Let's see what going to be output for this filter. Facts subset filter mounted. Unsupported parameter is not supporting, so we have to refer documentation. Understand the documentation. If it's your parameter not support, so what's the wrong with that? So what we have done guys, argument we have passes your filter, you have passes your argument. For the argument is supposed to work. So let's see what are the things we missed. Where this is here, yes. So there's an unsupported parameter which is not going to be used. Facts, these are the filter, these are the, so whether we have done the, what's the mistake? Can you see what I have wrote? There's a filter, if you do spelling mistake, these are the attribute, this is not defined attribute. Naval, are you able to see?
Yes, Ashwin.
So the
And
filter
Ashwin,
list, the include here, these are the attribute. You have to use this keyword as is it. If you are not going to follow syntax, there will be error. Okay, so this error you have to understand. So there is a filter, so you have to use your attribute using these commands. By error you understand these are the only the attribute which supposed to pass them value. Let's do this. So this time I have done proper what? Proper with attributes. So we are able to get the region. So Python interpreters the ansible facts the success. So I have given them, I have passes the value of this. I did not define anything special, but just I want to check that facts. So now I'm going to define something special. So come to our documentation, the actual called ansible, anything to for the ansible with the MB means that secure your what, secure some memory. I want to found what are the modules which related to only ansible, that is securing the memory. So for here what we going to do, so anything, now I'm taking the proper values, I show you without value, so it's given something ansible is running or not. Now I'm going to take as per documentation the value of the filter. Now I'm going to filter this. So let's see, they're going to collect the information about Ansible attributes with their parameter and their spaces, memories they're going to capture the value. So you can see the Ansible memory free, how much Ansible memories, because in MBs, so anything with the MBs parameters values. So where you going to get the information? You're going to get this information from your documentation. So please follow your documentation, understand the syntax. Okay, everything, most of example given into the playbook. Okay, but we have to understand how we're going to convert into those play into the Ansible ad-hoc command. Yes, questions, guys?
Just one question. For this setup module, I saw we are using the standard command. So can we also use option with the setup module?
Options with the setup modules. Create screen. I did not get you. In this is the syntax. What is the? We
Like
have module. We have
like
argument.
uh, like s-
Where do you
setup is a
find?
mod.
Yes, setup is
Like
a module.
setup is a module. Okay, and
Yes.
after the setup, the filter and the Ansible, is that
Oh, no,
like
no, no, no,
Ansible is
no.
a,
No, this is the inbuilt. Try to understand. These are the inbuilt module. They
okay?
have
So
specific methodology. You can pass. There is no option. I mean, in module, you never
okay.
see the option. There is only you have to pass your argument. Clear? Let's see. We have another argument, something called gather facts. How do you know, Astos? Because I run this command intensely. I have done some mistake. That is called, these are the attribute, include the parameter supports. So I have used the parameter filter. You can use the parameter gather the subset. So I'm going to use this copy. I'm going to use this as a what options. Now I'm going to use this as a options, paste it together, and I will pass some value in this. So what value? So refer your documentation. You can see this is the parameter or attribute. So we have, I don't want all, not any. I need only the factors. Only the factor I need. So this is the syntax. Let's, how do I write this syntax? So I will write the pass the value, not all, then comma, not any, and comma, I'm using going to factor. So let's see, we follow the same syntax and sparing. Yes, factor, and we are, because listing we have to come with the comma. Listing always come with the comma. Let's run this and check what are the factor. Okay, this is not found in that. So we have to give the space, I hope so, rather than giving this. Wait here, this command not text. Okay, so let me write again, paste it, equal to not all, a space, not any, and then a space, factor. Okay, and this is going to be pass your value. Yes, all is not found. Let me check what we have used. Yes, comma supposed to be there. Why it's not going to use this? It's comma must be there for the listing. So let me do again. Ansible post module is set up, and then we have argument with the gather subset with the gather subset equal to pass the value all, then not all, then not any, okay, and then factor having same spelling or not, because if you are not giving the right spelling, so factor having same spelling, factor, okay, then you pass your, let me see, it's it's coming. What's the mistakes I have done? I have done some mistakes. Okay, now you can see your gather subset having not all, not any, we have factor. So here in this module, you can just collect your information about the Ansible attribute, and you can use this parameter in while you are preparing for the play or playbook. So this is very important. What is your name server? What are the options you have? All the information related to your Ansible is going to be captured. This is very useful to collect the information, and after that you can build your dictionaries for writing something, or you want to use you want to automate some part. So this is very important for the collecting the information from the, if you want, suppose you want RSA public key, you have ready made over here. So this is very good information, and generally this information going to be redirect, and we're going to capture somewhere xyz.txt to what in future, if you want to play with all this information for your creating or developing your play. So we can see that we have cat xyz file. So all the information here I can collect this is useful. Okay, we will see how we're going to use this setup module later on. Any questions? Should I move to the next module, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, next module is a very interesting module, something called file. What are the file do? You do the three things. First, you touch means you create your file, okay, and then remove, rm, you remove your file. Directory going to use for, make directory going to use for creating the directories, right? Then you're going to use for the something called, if you want to change the permission. So what command you are using? Do you remember, guys? Change group, change owner,
Change
and
mode.
change mode. Okay, so you're going to change your mode also. So permissions. So we will see how we can automate this. If you want to create any number of files.
Execution permission is also there.
What? Sorry.
Execution permission under the file module,
Yes,
like
yes, you
touch,
can
remove,
do. You
execute.
can do everything. Let's see the one by one example. I'm going to create some files, okay, by using the touch command, and how you have to use this module. This is the inbuilt. So if you want to study this module, again, I have to go to the where on your doc website. I'm going to type here file module. This is well-known file modules. I think this is supposed to be, yes. Now I want like this Ansible built-in file. If you are see this read manage file, this is the right document. So Ansible built-in file. So can you see this is okay, guys? You can, in the last lab I used the keyword only the setup. I did not use the Ansible built-in setup keyword. This time I'm not going to use the file. I'm going to use as a module as a entire name. So either you use the Ansible built-in file, it's a module name, or you can use in the short form as a file. Both the form we will see today. Now come to this. What they do, they have attribute file, directories, So you can see these are the parameter we can create. In the parameter, what you have to concentrate while you are writing any code, you have to consider what is the required or mandatory. Without that you cannot use this module. So anything it's a required, you can see there is only one thing is required, or remaining are optional, according to your use you have to can use. So we're going to concentrate today only the required, means minimum bare for those. Again we're going to study while we will start the DevOps and okay, come to the, we have only the required item. This is so per tofi file being managed, where you want to store this file. Okay, where you want to create the file. So path is very important. Okay, so let's do this one. We have attribute, we have check mode, deep mode, platforms. You can use this. Let's come to the example. We have example, lots of example here with this, but this example again belong to the playbook. How are we going to use this? So you can see there's a lots of example given. Change the file ownership, group permissions, and then create two hard link, and you can touch a file. So I'm not going to spend the time over here. I'm going to show my example to you so that you can understand and practice over here. Later on we will see in the playbook. So let's do this. Okay, so now I have 4 running system connected with the control system. I'm creating the file in my manage node, not in control system. Okay guys, are you understanding where I'm going to create? Because automation create on remote node. Whatever the change I will do, it's going to happen all the remote node. So before that we have to collect the information. There is a file or not. So I want to create a file called today's date, like some file I want to create. What is the objective to do this lab? I want to create something file called today's date. We have, what is today, 29 January 2022. This is file I want to create. Okay, of course this file is should not available earlier. Okay, so for that I'm going to create, what is the, I want to give some content in that file also, so that I can going to see those content in those manage node. So I'm going to create right now manually one file. Okay, not why do I create this file here? Okay, I'm going to create directly to the manage node. So before that I will check those node running with the this file or not. So let's, how do you check? So I'm doing the checking. I'm going to check this pre-checks, you can say. So what is a module? So host, what will be the module? Module will be the cell, because I want to check some command on my system. So how do you check? So you can do the ls l, okay, and you want to grab some information. What is the information you want to grab? Something called file. I want to create the file that's supposed to be not there in any of the system. That is 29 Jan 2022 .txt. I want to check this file. Okay, so on the every system I want to check there is no, this kind of file should be not available, means return supposed to be 0. Okay, so you can set that the return code is non-zero code are coming, means there is nothing finding non-zero, there is nothing found over there. Okay, so on the every system the output they given. Okay, let's create now file. So I'm going to use the ansible, and this time my module is going to be, my module will be the file. Now I'm using the file. There is no option, only the argument supposed to be there. That's a syntax. So how do you create? So first you have to give the path is mandatory. Do you remember in the documentation I told you path is mandatory attributes? So you have to pass this mandatory attribute. So I want to create this file in the where I want to create in the home directory. I want to create in home directory. This is symbol of the home directory. I want to create there. And what will be the what will be the state? Something called state equal to what? So touch, I want to touch this, means the command will be touch. Use the touch command and create some file. So file name you have to give, this is the path. Now you have to define your file. So my file name is the jan 2022.txt. so syntax you understand, guys? Are you understand the syntax or not? Let me know this here. Are you comfortable with syntax what I wrote? I will execute this, everyone.
Yes, Ashok.
Okay. Oh, state, the keyword is state equal to touch. Touch going to command what you want to do with this path. Okay, so I'm going to create this also, and is going to create this file on every system. You can see this is this is yellow showing. So let's understand the output. They said that the change is true, means change occur what you want to do. The destination is this home directory. That's a home directory. I given the title symbol, and they have created this with the GID, group ID, mode. By default mode, 6 means read write. Read write. 4 means it's only read. So by default this is the mode, and they've created that successfully. Let's check it out whether it's created or not. We're going to run the previous command again. That time they pass with the no file there. Now we need to get the read write, read write, read write, and read only. This is the 664 mode having file name called 20 jan 2022 txt. On each and every system one file is created. Can you see that, everyone? Are you able to see?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is the power. Suppose you run this command again, so this time it will not going to execute because already this file is there. So they're going to check the very intelligent, the Python interpreter going to check this file is already there, no need to create it. So already created. You can see there is a change is true. Now you will see the output will be green, and with the change is false, again it's created. Okay, they override this. They override this in the touch command because you have given the command. They will again and again they will override this. Okay, that's not going to check. For other command, if you see, it is going to not going to create or modify. So this is going to be green output. Create here. I want to delete this. So just you have to change your state as a absent. As a
Ashok bhai,
absent. Yes, tell me.
Ashok bhai, I have checked the same command, but I'm getting error. Before also I'm getting the error. Is there
Okay,
anything
don't
wrong?
worry.
I just
You
pressed it.
later you see the video. If there is anything syntax error, you have to practice again. You have to understand this structure here. You copy this path equal to, instead of this you give the equal to. Okay, and you have to give the proper title. If you miss like title also, if you going to miss the title slash, it will give you error. Okay, so later on you will practice, because within the session you don't practice, you concentrate on that. Now
Okay,
what I
okay,
want to
Hitesh.
show you, yeah, yes, you want to say something?
No, Hitesh, no.
No, because this is new for you, just see today and practice, then come with the solution. Okay, later on.
Okay.
Okay, so concentrate. This is the path. What is the attribute? Do we have extra attribute? You can see this is the string, the choice. So I'm using the choice from here. I use the touch command I showed you. Now I want to delete. You have to use the keyword absent in the documentation. So I'm using now absent. State is absent, means I want to delete all this file. Okay, so by single command is going to log into each and every device, and they will going to make the state absent. So again I'm going to run this. Now this file is not there. So you can see this now it's showing green. You can see that's I want to show you. If this file is already deleted, there is no file available. If you run again, they found that there is no file is there, it's already deleted, means the change is false. There is nothing changed earlier. This is changed because the file was available. Clear, guys? And now if you check your things, so there is no file, again you will get the your output. Same way you can create the directory. I want to create the directory. Use the keyword instead of absent. Use the keyword. You can follow the documentation over here. Something called directory. So you can create your directory. So instead of state, you can use the directory. Please be sure you are using the right keyword. If you are not, the Ansible will not work. That's why the programmer are not so comfortable with this. So no, oh my god, directory never supposed to be .txt, but it's created directory. Let's see, it's a really created directory. Let's see that. So I'm going to check this. So for directory, what going to become? For directory, if it's created, it will start from the D. Can you see? This is started from D. Started from D means this is not a file, this is a directory. So I want to delete this directory. Just change your state. What is the state you have to do? Instead of this, you have to do the absent. Whether your directory or file, you have to use same attribute as absent, and it's going to delete your directory. It's a deleted. If you run again this command, it's going to see the false, means it's already deleted. Yes, the change is false because it's already deleted. Let me check with the whether we have this directory or not. Comfortable, guys? Everyone? So I'm going to
Yes.
I'm going to stop the recording now for this section. We will move to the next section and we will see you in next class again. Okay, bye bye, see you in next class. So in next class we will see next module.